Hey everyone, welcome to my Cyber Weekend opening. This is the weekend where Kabam throws up some pretty solid deals. So if you do have the means to spend, this is the time to do it. If you don't. It's not worth it. I did have the ability to do it, so I picked them up. I picked up this 6-star Weapon X, which, side note, kind of sucks for those who got them in Legends runs, but, you know, it kind of is what it is. These are the deals I picked up. I also picked up all three of the last one. I like the other two Summoner bundles that I didn't pick up. Wasn't really a huge fan of the Relic, so left that, but picked up everything else. So here is that opening. So I'll start with the Feature Crystal. As you may know by now, I've been targeting Quicksilver for a bit for Prestige. I think he's a pretty good champ too, but Prestige is really the main reason. So he's who I want at this point. I've pretty much picked up everyone else that I actually want from this crystal. So if I get him, that would be it. I'd probably start saving for the next one. So first crystal, we'll spin this one out, and it's going to be Shang-Chi. So Shang-Chi was one of the champs who I really wanted in the when we first got here because I didn't have him, and now he's SIG 80. That's the 5th time I've pulled him from this feature. I mean, look, his SIG certainly helps, so there are worse champs to pull 5 times in this crystal, that's for sure. But, you know, I would like Quicksilver if possible. Second one is going to be Ebony Maw. I already have Maw at rank 3. He's already awakened. You know, the SIG certainly doesn't hurt, so, again, worse champs to pull. But, you know, I picked up, like I said, 7 feature crystals. I'm opening them all and going for Quicksilver. He's the one I want. Third one here, so this is going to be Rocket. I pulled Rocket 3 times from this crystal now. He was unduped heading into this crystal. He is now SIG 60. SIG 60 is a pretty good spot for his SIG, so definitely don't hate that one. But on to the next one. Here comes crystal number 4. Yeah, look, I mean, this crystal is pretty solid. You know, there's some really good champs in here, a couple duds, but for the most part, some pretty good champs, including this one. So this is Mr. Negative. He really benefits with each SIG. I didn't have Mr. Negative before this crystal started. Now he is SIG 40, so he gets better with every SIG. So I don't hate Mr. Negative. He's really good. He's better. Like, he's a better champ than Quicksilver. Don't get me wrong. But you know, Quicksilver is that prestige option. So you know, again, So I missed him 37 times. There have been 3 features since then, so I was 0 for 40 heading into that. And finally, there he is. So I do pull Quicksilver. So right there, that is that makes it a little bit easier. So the rest of what happens, if nothing else goes well here, I at least pulled Quicksilver. So these last 2, just gonna quick spin them out. Just so relieved that I finally pulled him. I pick up Star-Lord. So Star-Lord, you know, he's a champ who, I mean, if he's awakened, you know, if you can keep your combo, he's still really good. You know, he's outclassed on a lot of things at this point because he has, like, no utility whatsoever, and he's purely damage. But he's a fun champ. He's a nostalgic champ. So I don't hate adding him to the roster. And then last pull for this one is going to be another Mr. Negative. So, like I said, don't hate Mr. Negative because he's an excellent champ, gets better with every SIG. So pulling him for 4th time in this crystal, not the worst in the world. So, you know, from here at this point, now, because my plan was basically would have shifted depending on where these crystals went. So like I said before, if I pull Quicksilver, I am going to immediately rank him up. So here he is all the way up to rank 4, level 55, and I have 1 generic awakening gem. So it's just a matter of, do I use it or can I pull a science one? So I'm going to open up the 4 generic, or the 4 class awakening gems. The first one's going to be a skill. There's a lot of good skill options, so you know, don't hate it. Not what I was going for, but that's fine. Next one was tech. May just save that one for Iron Doom at this point. Next one is Mystic. Don't really have a great option for Mystic, but it's a good class overall. The final one was Cosmic. That's my third one, so not great there. So basically, you know, I have this one generic, just going to use it, and then I'm going to pop 199 SIGs into them, and there we go. So I'll go to the Abyss Nexus crystals next. I started with Skill because I am targeting Kingpin, so I'm going to open Skill until I get Kingpin. This first one was probably the best of the bunch, and the one I thought about the most. So at this point, I'm debating between the new Gwenpool, the new Aegon, or the Korg Awakening. So at this point, I have it down to Korg or Aegon, and I'm going to go with Aegon. So Aegon is just one of those champs who he's always relevant, you know, for Everest content. You can see I'm thinking about it a lot here. I do one last cursory scroll over to Gwenpool, but I do end up going with Aegon. You know, he's always going to be relevant because he of that, you know, Abyss type content where you're going to need him. So Aegon, new champ, definitely don't hate that. Next one, so this crystal was not great, you know, but Korg Awakening or Gwenpool. So I already kind of had this in my head because I just had that decision on the last one. I decided to go with the Korg Awakening. I think he's going to be a little more relevant for me. Overall, new champ's probably always better, but the Awakening on Korg, not bad. So here, I see the Awakening on Crossbones, so I'm already excited. I see the Awakening on Aegon, but I see Kingpin. Kingpin, like I said, he was my target from the start. He is an excellent champ. I've been chasing him for a little bit. So finally pull Kingpin. Once I pull Kingpin, I'm going to pivot over to Cosmic. So with Cosmic, there's Nova. Very tempted to pick Nova. But with Cosmic, I was targeting Hyperion. So with this one, Null Awakening was the no-brainer choice for me. Not a bad crystal. Did think about an Icarus Awakening instead, but Null, I mean, he needs a high SIG, but he's really good with that Awaken ability. Helps his ramp up. So second crystal, like I said, targeting Hyperion, there's Hyperion. So that's a no-brainer for me. Gonna go pick up Hyperion. But, you know, I figured, so I had 8 of these crystals, and I don't have a 6-star Odin. So I figured I'd go one more Cosmic to see what I would get targeting Odin. So there's a new Super Scroll at the very least, so I'm already happy that I at least get a new champ. It's not looking great, but there Odin pops up in the last, in that 10 spot. So very happy so far with how these Nexuses are going. Next, I'm going to go over to Mystic. I'm targeting a Rintra Awakening here, and there's Rintra. So far, this is going really, really well. I would have loved Wong. I would have loved Ghost Rider, but I have a rank 3 Rintra. He was not awakened. He gets a really nice benefit from that awakened ability. So I pull him, and then I go with Mutant for my last one, targeting either Omega Red or Namor as awakening, because their SIG abilities are so crucial to the champions. This was by far the worst of the the Abyss Nexus crystals. I mean, look, I have Archangel, I have Toad, I have Bishop, who are all ranked up, all already awakened, and all could benefit. But, you know, I have Jubilee at rank 2. I figured I would just awaken her. Why not? Maybe I would need her at some point down the line. So next we'll go over to the normal 6-star Nexus. These are just the 3. This one, I went back and forth for a little bit between Proxima and Mephisto. Both good champs. Both benefit from their awaken ability. I decided to go with Mephisto. I think he benefits a little more. Second one, no-brainer, Icarus. I'm glad I didn't pick him earlier. And third one, Nimrod. He just benefits the most. So like I said, rounding this one out here. So are these champ selectors? I picked 2 of the 2020. I have most of the 2021 champs that I want. So the first 2020, I go with Tigra. She was unawakened. So that was great. Then it went to my 2019, so I was a little confused. Like I said in the Mutant one, I figured Namor is a champ who he has such a great niche ability when he's awakened, so I figured I'd pick him up. And then my game just didn't give me my last 2020, so I had to restart it, but it was there once I came back. And then with this one, I am going to pick up Spider-Pig here. He is all the way at the end. I know he's a little bit outclassed, especially because I have a rank 4 Scorpion, but you know, I didn't have Spider-Pig. He's a pretty cool champ, so I figured I would go with that. And then the very last things that I will do here are these tier 6 class catalyst fragments. I'm just going to pop these open. These are definitely for the future. I was hoping for a bunch of Mystic there because Doctor Doom will in all likelihood be my first rank 5. Don't get any Mystics from the big one, but that's okay. So that'll do it for this opening. All in all, pretty good. You know, definitely, I mean, look, got Quicksilver. He was my top choice. A lot of those crystals had some really good champs in it, so I'm pretty excited as to how this is going to help move my account forward. But that'll do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see everyone soon.